Hello YouTube, Dave here again. I am back with another flip mat video. So this is the Pathfinder flip mat ambush sites multi-pack. I've done several videos opening up these kinds of products in the past, mainly for the Starfinder role-playing game. But for anyone who's not familiar with what these are double-sided poster battle grids. Basically, they're cut off in like 1-inch squares, or they're gridded off, I should say, in 1-inch squares, and they're meant for use with miniatures if you want to use those to make combat a little bit easier to follow. I generally use miniatures as much as I can because I just find it's easier for everybody involved to know exactly where every single other person is and every single other monster is without having to ask every single turn, which is something that I've had as an issue in the past. But anyway, this multi-pack actually has 2 of these maps included, and each side is something a little bit different. So you can see sort of previews of what we got on the front here, and then on the back, try not to have too much glare here, but it again shows sort of some of the things that you have here, and one of these maps is going to come in very, very handy, like very, very shortly for me. But on the back, it just says we got 2 24-inch by 30-inch mats, with 1-inch squares on each side. And the little blurb here says, "Did you hear that? The best attack is a surprise attack. Whether the heroes step into or launch such an attack, Pathfinder Flip Mat Ambush Sites Multi-Pack," bit of a mouthful, has you covered. The 4 sides of this flip mat multi-pack present a variety of places where ambushers might lurk, from a foggy city street, which is one that I'm going to be using pretty quickly, and a desert canyon to a thick forest and mountain pass. A whole world of bushwhacking is at your fingertips. With these handy maps, you'll be ready for anything the next time your players are looking trouble. Or ready to deliver it. I think it's looking for trouble, so there's a bit of a typo there, but these things happen. So this set includes 2 flip mats, each measuring 24 by 30, unfolded, and 8 by 10 folded. Usable by experienced GMs and novices alike, Pathfinder Flip Mat Ambush Sites Multi-Pack fits perfectly into any Game Master's arsenal. And directions for use, there's a special coating on both sides of these maps, of each of these maps, which allow you to use wet erase, dry erase, and permanent markers. The permanent marker can be can be erased by rubbing a dry erase marker over top of it and just waiting a little bit, and then just being able to wipe it off. I still haven't been able to do this myself personally, but tons of people have commented saying that the trick does work. The retail price for these 2 maps combined was $24.99 US. It was around $30 plus tax Canadian. So I've got the plastic slit here. I'm just going to try to slide these out, and we'll have a look at the individual maps here just in a moment. Now, the one thing that, again, I really love about these maps is on more than one occasion, I've just taken inspiration from looking at some of these maps and being able to design an entire adventure, or at least, you know, an interesting encounter around what the map has on it. So that's one of the reasons I absolutely love these, is I think they just do a great job of sort of jogging people's imagination. Or you look at something, it's like, well, I could put this here, do this with that, and I just always love it. So the first one we're going to look at here is, this would be the forested area. And I'll pick the camera up here in a second, and we'll look at everything here. So let me just grab that. And we'll just sort of scan over everything here. So you have like the river running through the entire map, which is pretty cool. So you just sort of follow that up and around. We got some trees there, and then we have our path, which you just sort of start down here. And you have a little river crossing, which is, again, a good site for an ambush, or even just around any of these bends, for example. So again, there's just a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with these maps. And I'll just pan out here. And by pan out, I mean I'm holding the camera so I'm leaning back in a way that's probably not good for my back, but there you go there. And we'll just flip her over. And this would be the mountain pass. Alright, let's do it like that. Alright, so you have, it looks like a cave entrance here, which is great. This could be, again, good I don't want to say symmetry, but it can work well. It can complement another map if you had like a cavern map that you wanted to use, and you had like, you know, an encounter taking place outside where the entrance is being guarded, so again, useful for that there. You have the path that winds around the mountain before coming up into this area here. And you could even continue the elevation up a little bit higher, so you could have enemies up here, for example, as the players are making the way around, and you can see like the out of focus looking trees, meaning that this is probably some ways down. So again, that's pretty cool that they did that as well for just a little bit of perspective. So again, just a really, really awesome map. So again, we'll sort of lean back. So great stuff there. Let's just fold this one up. And they fold up super easy. I can do that with just one hand, which is great. Oh. And then we will grab our other map here. Oh. Alright, this one I gotta set the camera down for a second. Just bear with me here. Alright, so we'll start actually with this side. Alright, so this is sort of your desert type area. You have like this river again running through it, similar to the forest one, but slightly different flavor to it. You can see like the brush here, and again you got this nice location where an ambush can be set up, or you can have, you know, something here. For example, if the players or enemies drop like these boulders down into this area here, sealing it off. Again, something that you could look at for an ambush, but man, it's really, really nice maps, and just having this makes me want to try to figure out a way to be able to use it, which is really, really cool. I am hoping to go through and sort of run a modified version of the Doomsday Dawn adventure book, which was the Pathfinder 2nd edition playtest. I'll just zoom out here so you can see everything in full. So one of the adventures actually takes place in sort of a desert area, and I think I could incorporate this map into it when I go to run that. So I've already got ideas of how I'm going to use this. And then we got the last side, which is the one that I'm going to be using very, very soon. This is the City Streets one. So I'm actually going to be using this map not for a Pathfinder game, but for an adventure that I'm going to be running using the Dragon Age RPG, which is based off the video game series put up by Green Ronin. And it's, for anyone who's played the Dragon Age Origins game, it's an alternate future, or alternate world, I guess you could say, where Terran Logain actually won the Landsmeet and had the Wardens executed, thinking that they were nothing but you know, troublemakers, and doubting the necessity of having them to defeat the Blight, and then that's just going to go horribly, horribly wrong. So the player characters are going to be tasked some years later to enter the ruins of Denerim and try to find information on like the Grey Warden, like the joining ritual, and essentially why it was that the Wardens needed to be around. I'll just zoom out here. So again, a really, really nice map. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but I do have an encounter planned that takes place before the characters sort of reach the Royal Palace. that this map will be perfect for, and will save me a ton of time when I go to run that adventure at HalCon, actually, which is just a week away from the day that I'm recording this, actually. It'll be 1 week before I'm actually running this adventure, which is kind of crazy because I still have a ton of work to do on it. But anyway, so there you have the City Streets map. So that's the ambush site for that. And so that's the ambush site multi-pack. And like I said, I love these. Just get the camera back down here. I love these types of maps. It's just, you know, even before I started getting into using like the grids and the dry erase markers and all that stuff, I had always collected all the tactical maps that I used to get out of things like Dungeon Magazine or Dragon Magazine, and I have a thick folder just full of maps that I got through there, and I just absolutely love these products. And again, they're a great way to sort of kickstart, you know, your imagination and try to figure out how you can incorporate them into your games. And I had a Starfinder one where just looking at the map, I had an instant idea for a one-off adventure that I actually got to run, and it was a lot of fun. It was actually a really, really enjoyable game, and these maps, you know, can do all of that again as well. The encounter that I had planned where I'm going to be using this map didn't fully resonate in my mind. I didn't fully figure out how I was going to do it until I actually picked this up and saw the preview of it on the back, and was like, I know what I can do now. And so that's just the power of these maps, I think. And it's just a really great way, especially if you want to just do something like, you know, a cool encounter, or you have a little bit of like writer's block when you're trying to develop something. Just looking at some of these maps has always been really, really helpful for me, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one that sought inspiration from some of these products. Again, you can use dry erase markers on them, wet erase, permanent, you can do whatever. And you can get a lot of use. You can customize them. There's all kinds of things that you can do with these. And there's also the flip tiles that Paizo puts out as well that you can sort of use to supplement some of these maps as well. So just really, really great stuff all around. And I can't recommend these enough, especially if you're someone who uses miniatures in your games. Then for me, these are sort of just like almost no-brainers and worthwhile purchases all around. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What are some of the encounters you can think of using the maps that I had shown here? Or if you've used these maps in your games, or plan on using them without spoiling too much, let me know what your plans are for that as well, because I always love hearing that kind of feedback from everyone. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Take care.